threw the people in the neighborhood into a state of shock. It was gathered that some youths had gathered in the area for a reprisal. However, the state police commander said in the statement by his public relations officer, CSP Adewale Oshifeso, that operatives of the command have been deployed in the area to maintain peace. The command also refuted the claim that his operatives were responsible for the killing. Oshifeso in the statement traced this incident to cult-related activities. And I'm wondering, an area like Bodija, supposed to be an elitist area, so cult-related activities, I'm wondering, in that kind of highbrow neighborhood.
No, there is no area. There is no area where there are not no criminals, no cult-related activities. No area, even as elitist as Bodija is, there are cult members there.
And then the story where the police says that the youth were tried to gather for reprisal. So it means that
they know what happened.
So it means that they actually, at least if it's a reprisal, it must be against someone or some people.
Yes.
So they actually, it means that they actually suspect that someone or some people carried out this attack that claimed the life of the middle man we are talking about here. But those police are long the manhunt for the killers, and then, well, this is worrisome.
And you will find out that they will not be, they will be around the ages of maybe 20s upwards.
And if you're talking about cultism, we're here in Oyo State, and you first thing your mind would go to, well, the 1 million boys that we had at one. I don't know if they still exist. And so it's those areas. They are they seem to domicile in those areas, the interior areas. Like you said, the interior of Ibadan, the very traditional areas of Ibadan, and that's why I'm a bit baffled that these are extended to an area like Bodija.
Yes, and some areas along the express. I won't mention names. People will know. Road or Joe. Yes, they are notorious there too. And that means, okay, cultism now has extended from inside the higher institutions to outside the institution. Yes, I have this. Talking about I think education now. 3.9 million girls enrolled in school under Agile, says federal government. The federal government has said it enrolled 3.9 million girls in secondary schools across 18 states under the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment Agile project. The Agile National Project coordinator Amina Aruna said that this initiative said that it said at the relaunch, yes, it was relaunch of the initiative and the empowering of the girls. She said 1 million girls have graduated from life skills and digital literacy acquisition training under the Agile program. The Agile initiative is a $1.2 billion World Bank flagship program targeted at addressing the multifaceted barriers faced by girls, particularly in marginalized and undeserved communities, in completing their secondary education. Another huge sum of money from the World Bank.
Well, Bimbo, I pray, wish and hope that a very larger number and higher percentage of those girls will be from that region where girls are not supposed to go to school, where girls are not expected to go to school, but to get married at the age of 11 and then 13. If we look at the statistics, I expect to see that a very higher percentage of that intervention will be targeting girls in that region. It will be a very huge relief for the people who actually believe in the girl child in that region. And I believe that there are very many of them, but inhibitions of a warped culture and tradition is what has been stopping many from actually sending their children to school. And I always say this on this platform, that particular region we are talking about, the ordinary masses, they see their leaders, even their religious leaders, sending their daughters to the best schools in the world's choice capitals. Their own children don't get married at 13, they don't get married at 11. Yet they prevail on the ordinary masses to keep marrying off their girls.
Yes.
And then sending them into perpetual sadness, and then even forced marriage. And then we have this VVF, and when you get married to impregnate a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old, and then is not yet well prepared for childbirth, vesical vaginal fistula, what usually happens to these girls, and then it happens a lot in that particular part of the country. And when it happens, the people they now label the girls as outcasts, as if they brought that problem upon themselves. They are isolated, they are humiliated, they are battered, and it goes on and on. But now education is key, and this kind of education, this kind of intervention is what will really open the eyes of the people and get them out of this kind of mess that they have been in over the years.
Yes, and we hope their parents, the parents of the girls, I think they are understanding what education means now. Yes, and that is why they are releasing their girls for what is on ground now. If the World Bank could,
they're actually beginning to speak out.
Yes, if the World Bank could, intervene with that such amount of money, kudos to them, and kudos to the parents of the girls.
But then politics now, Bimbo, around 2027, Northern Leaders Coalition proponents write off PDP. Award riders, says ex-military leaders, other stakeholders endorse coalition. Our proponents may announce new platform late February. Our leaders yet to agree on presidential standard bearer. They are even thinking of choosing a presidential candidate. LNB playing lead roles, that's according to a source. And then Tinubu not worried by gathering of opposition, says presidency. And what president is saying indirectly is that 13 of them are no match for one of Tinubu. That's what the presidency seems to be saying indirectly. It's always the same old story. Midway to the next general elections, some dissatisfied crop of politicians coming together, presenting themselves as the saints that would oust the sitting government and the ruling party, which they have accused of all sorts of misdemeanor, and forgetting or thinking that Nigerians have forgotten that a great many of them were part of that party and the atrocities it has been alleged of. And they seem to think that this coalition of theirs would automatically wrest power from the ruling party without the input of the people. They give very little credit to the masses who are the real masters of the ballot in their scheme of things, and their so-called political strategizing. Now, this time around, this kind of coalition, the last time this kind of coalition did work was when the ACN, the then ACN, now defunct, ANPP, and some other political entities came together to form the APC, and they were able to boot out the Jonathan administration. But that was because the people wanted the Jonathan administration out at all costs. That time we were at the heat of the Boko Haram crisis. And general insecurity across the country.
And they believed Goodluck Jonathan was not performing, talking about security.
They thought he was weak, and they could do very little about it. And then there was also the first, it was during the Jonathan administration that were the first very real attempt to remove petroleum subsidy. And of course the Nigerians resisted this, and that resistance was spearheaded by these same people who are now gathering together to form a political coalition. They were able to sweet mouth Nigerians to think that they were the saints, and then the Goodluck Jonathan administration was the devil. So they took over power. And along the line, some of them began falling out. Of course, after having the very best of the juicy parts of what the APC have to offer in terms of reward for politicians that worked for its enthronement. So after the likes of Madam Nasiru after having the very best of that arrangement, of course, him and people like him fell out with the party, and now they are coming together again to form yet another coalition to be labeled with another name, and then to ride on another platform, and then they are wanting to agree on who will be the presidential candidates. And you might be wondering that so heavy Bimbo, but then, like I said, it's almost midway to the next general elections, and this is the time to begin doing these things. It's always the same old story. But then, I think, like I said, they should leave the people to decide who they want, if they want the APC to continue ruling them after 2027 or not.
Yes. Now, this one says, still talking about the PDP summit. I just saw a picture now. A guy holding two gramophones. Is it gramophone or
loudspeakers?
Loudspeakers. He said he was shouting, "PDP governors plan summit as leaders exchange blows at BOT meeting." Now the second speaker now said, "Summit, summit, summit," like announcement. You are welcome, and don't forget to come with a pair of boxing gloves. So that is he's trying to tell them to, okay, just be prepared. Not just exchanging gloves now, but bring your gloves.
He also forgot to say that they should come with them their head protective gears, that boxers wear in the ring, so that some of those punches will be directed. Many of them directed at the head. You know the slap that somebody got at the last gathering of the PDP. Of course, that was the face. It was a very thunderous slap on the face. So if you had been wearing that headgear, maybe that slap would not have been so painful. I think he saw stars when they like I said, well, it's just a pity people found the
various stars. It's a various galaxy of stars.
Well, the coalition they are trying to form now, it says they are writing off the PDP. I don't know if this is because they see the PDP has not been able to do much in the unfolding scheme of things, or maybe it was because they presented themselves as thugs and area boys. At that very last gathering of theirs, where they beat themselves black and blue. Well, only one person was beaten, but then it degenerated into fisticuffs and very near a brawl-like situation. So I don't know, maybe this is why they are dissociating themselves, because the Nigerians will not be happy with the major opposition party at this time. But then, if you are going to form a major coalition and you want to unseat the current ruling party, I wonder, why would you want to write off the major opposition party?
Yes.
I don't get it. They should. Being the major opposition means, aside the ruling party, it means you are the strongest party to look out for, aside the party in power. So why would you want to rule out that party? Why would you want to rule out the elements that run that party?
And that is the question. Well, this one says, yesterday's reaction to opposition leaders' government by the presidency is an attack on democracy. That is according to the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar's media advisor, Polibi. The one-time Vice President, former Governors Rotimi Amechi Rivers and Nasser El-Rufai have been under attack for condemning the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led All Progressives Congress APC administration. Yes, I think that is talking about the fact that they will meet in 2027 elections. Now, an incident happened in Ibadan. Abduction of a guy along the Ibadan Ijebu road. An abduction of an Ibadan-based agro-industrial farm worker have demanded, abductors rather, demanded a 100,000 naira ransom from his employers. it was gathered that the incident happened on Friday when 4 of the company staff were returning from the company's farm located at Onigari village area on Ibadan Ijebu Road, Ibadan. A source who was privy to the incident said 4 of the company staff left the farm at about 5:30 p.m. on the fateful day after completing the day's work. They were said to be traveling in a Hilux vehicle when the gunmen opened fire on them, having laid ambush on the way. And according to the source, 3 of the farm workers sustained varying degrees of gunshot injuries. The kidnappers abducted the only member of the team that was not injured, and then they have demanded 100 million naira ransom to free the victim.
Okay, well, you okay, you just corrected that. I was about to ask that to say because I was about to say, we actually be like
100 million.
Well,
and we will say people should be going to the farms. People should be working in the farms, and now this is always happening. How will people be encouraged to be going to the farms to do their jobs, to get something for their families? You understand?
Well, actually, Ibadan Ijebu Road, there had been a lull in criminal activities within that axis in recent times. There was a time that it was a really serious issue. Ibadan Ijebu Road, perpetual recurrence of these abductions and attacks by criminals. But then the relevant security agencies moved in, and like I said, we had a lull. But now again, this is now recurring along that road, and the governments of Oyo and Ogun State should quickly look into this. It should not be seen as just an isolated incident occurring. We should treat it as if the hydra-headed monster, the beheaded snake, has grown another head, and that is the way we should treat it, with all the seriousness it deserves. And I trust the security agencies will also be on top of this latest incident. Well, they took the ones that were not injured, by the one that was not injured by their gunshots, because they believe it would be less of a problem to them, like the ones that would probably be bleeding and might even die in the process. But then this has to stop, Bimbo, and like I said, our security agencies will definitely be on top of this.
Yes, okay. we hope so. Yes, we hope so.
Then as the Yorubas would say, Bimbo, we have another Orububo here, and we have to be on the alert. It says here, Nigeria on alert as Uganda confirms Ebola outbreak, says NCDC. So
yes,
Ebola again.
Yes, I saw that story, that news yesterday, and I was thinking that this is a new challenge, and not that challenge for Nigerian government and people to be proactive on this. This is not the first time that this Ebola will be coming, and I don't know what will happen. Maybe government will, give attention to this now.
Yeah, and I pray that we indeed need this in the board. We must avoid its possible spread to our country. I don't want to have to go through the harrowing experience of another lockdown. Bimbo.
Yes.
I'll talk about Ebola previously, and then COVID-19. Those were terrible times. Practically crippled the economy, crippled social activities, and then you could hardly do anything at that time. Many people had to work from home. Of course, many died during COVID-19, and the Oyo State government continues to be hailed all over the country and all over the world for its handling of COVID-19 without a major lockdown, and that was indeed very proactive of the Oyo State government. So Ebola is not welcome in this country. Well, and it's good one that Nigeria is indeed on the alert. That's come from the NCDC. Let's have this commercial break and we'll be right back.
That special secret that I wake and sleep for. Watching wonder with awesome aroma. Terra Seasoning Cube. Terra Seasoning Cube turns your meals into a masterpiece. Unwrap joy, unleash taste. Hey, come cook with Terra Cubes. Come cook with Terra. Terra.
parent's dream is to see their child grow up to be healthy, happy, and thriving. When you keep them safe, there's no limit to what they can achieve. Every year, thousands of women of reproductive age in Nigeria lose their lives to cervical cancer. The cancer is caused by a virus called HPV, human papillomavirus. The great news is that the disease is preventable by the HPV vaccine. Early vaccination is the most effective way of preventing cervical cancer in young women later in life. So don't wait another second. Get your daughter vaccinated and ensure she's protected, healthy, and thriving. The HPV vaccine is free and available to girls aged 9 to 14 at primary healthcare centers near you. It is safe, effective, and approved by the Ministry of Health, WHO, and UNICEF. Spread the word and protect the future. Vaccinate your girls today.
This message is brought to you by the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency in partnership with Girl Effect and other partners.
what do they consider to be the arrest of their colleagues? They face the question and they are
turns your meals into a masterpiece.
Need to discuss the speakership crisis at the Gossip House Assembly and not the possibility of Mudashiru Obasa returning as speaker. A member of the Apex Advisory Board in the state who spoke in confidence with correspondents also dismissed the narration that President Bola Tinubu has ordered to the statement of the ex-well speaker. The State Assembly has been embroiled in controversial crisis in the removal of Mudashiru Obasa as speaker by lawmakers on January 13.
The great news is that the disease is preventable by the HPV vaccine. Early vaccination is the most effective way of preventing cervical cancer in young women later in life. So don't wait another second. Get your daughter vaccinated and ensure she's protected, healthy, and thriving. The HPV vaccine is free and available to girls aged 9 to 14 at primary healthcare centers near you. It is safe, effective, and approved by the Ministry of Health, WHO. Spread the word and protect the future. Vaccinate your girls today.
This message is brought to you by the
Atiku
State
Abubakar
Primary
is
Healthcare
telling
Development
President
Agency in
Tinubu here,
partnership
he
with
says,
Girl Effect
practice
and other
what you
partners.
preach. I wonder what that's all about. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has fired back at Sunday Dare, Special Advisor on Media and Public Communication to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, accusing the administration of undermining democracy while promoting a divisive governance style rooted in what he described as snatch and grab agenda. Snatch and grab. Atiku's response comes after Dare's post on X, formerly Twitter, where the presidential spokesperson dismissed a gathering of opposition politicians and dissenting figures within the ruling APC as a politically motivated, more driven by Machiavellian interest. Now, Dare had insisted that Tinubu remained undistracted and unperturbed by the meeting, framing future political contest as a combat and a fight ahead of the 2027 elections.
That's snatch and grab.
Snatch and grab.
I don't understand.
Well, that's what Atiku is accusing the President Tinubu of, a style of politics. And well, as for Mr. Sunday Dare, I want to tell them Atiku Abubakar this morning that Mr. Sunday Dare is doing what he should be doing. That's his job. it's his job to protect them.
Yes.
The ruling party. It's his job to protect them. It's principle, and it's his job to assure Nigerians that his principal is not bothered by whatever antics of the opposition. Now, on the matter of snatch and grab. Well,
if you snatch something, that means you have grabbed it. If you grab something, you snatched.
Well, it means the same thing. But then I want to say here that President Bola Tinubu himself could have given fuel to that assumption by Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Pre-election, pre-presidential elections, remember, President Tinubu said something when he was out of the country, I think the UK or the US, I can't really remember now, and he said something. He said power is not a tea party. He said it is not served a la carte. He said you have to fight for it. You have to grab it, and when you grab it, you run away with it. Those were his words at that time. So if Alhaji Atiku is now bringing that up again, saying that snatch and grab, well, like I said, President Tinubu himself seems to have given fuel to that, and many of the actions of the current government are indeed being seen, being viewed in the light as snatch and grab by some Nigerians, including Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And there are Nigerians who believe that the government is doing very well in managing democracy. Well, it says in a statement issued by his media office on Sunday, Atiku condemned Mr. Sunday Dade's remarks made on the opposition as well as on the tariff war between the United States and Canada, asserting that the Tinubu administration's rhetoric exposes its anti-democratic tendencies.
Yes. Now, this story, I don't know, people keep, they keep engaging in this illicit business. As they are being arrested, they are being caught at airports. That's what they're talking about. This drug ingestion, all those trying to, transit the drugs to somewhere around the world. A 59-year-old businessman, 59-year-old Chijioke Nana Ibukwe, undergone an exploratory laparotomy to remove 57 out of the 81 pellets of cocaine that had remained stuck in his stomach for 7 days after ingestion in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Ibukwe, who passed through the near-death experience, was arrested by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) at the arrival of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport (MIA) during the clearance of passengers on an Ethiopian Airlines flight penultimate Sunday. And that is according to the agency's director, media and advocacy, NDLEA headquarters, Abuja, Femi Babafemi, in a statement. And he said the body scan revealed the presence of illicit drugs, leading to his detention for excretion observation. Babafemi said they always know that they will undergo this scan and they still keep doing it. I don't understand why people don't learn. Well, like you always say, because of maybe poverty sometimes, desperation. What goes on in the mind of some is that if I get caught, I get caught. Sometimes they misinterpret and misterm this Yoruba saying that and then they also misinterpret the saying that they always misinterpret this Yoruba sayings, and then they term it in their own ways. So they take unnecessary and dangerous risk. About 59. Well, I wonder. Okay, this one. Police bust child trafficking syndicate. Arrest 22-year-old mother for selling son for 1.5 million. Yes, I think from suspected ritualists. No, it was not ritualist. A 22-year-old mother trying to sell. Trying to sell. She had actually sold him, and for just 1.5 million. How much is 1.5 million? We know it's a huge amount of money, but 1.5 million. It's not much, baby. It's 1.5 million.
considering the current economic situation of the country, and then that mother probably is in debt. I assume so, and there will be so many things she would have to spend money on. Utmost, if she's prudent, I would give her 2 weeks to exhaust that 1.5 million. If the value of the Nigerian currency as we speak, and then there's also a syndicate that stole a 1-week-old baby, Marvelous Obi, and sold him to an Italy-based couple. Thank God they were caught.
Yes, sir. This is the story of another woman. The Federal Capital Territory Police Command has rescued a 25-year-old woman, Promisezi, from a suspected ritualist in one of the hotels in Wuse. The suspected ritualist, the police said, is on the run. The incident occurred at 11:30 a.m. on January 31 through a distress call from a hotel in the Wuse area. In a statement yesterday, the FCT Police Public Relations Officer, Superintendent of Police Josephine Ade, said the Federal Capital Territory FCT Police Command rescued a young woman from the clutches of a suspected armed robber and ritualist, launching an impending and immediate manhunt for the fleeing suspect. She said operatives discovered that Promise is a 25 from Ebonyi State was tied to a small chair with her mouth covered in plaster. How did she get there? Did she just enter the hotel, or did he just appear inside that room?
Oh, but you know the answer to that now. They went to the hotel together and they were going to have a good time. But then, here, it said that a distress call was received from the hotel management reporting suspicious activity. Now, I think I can guess how the hotel management knew that something was going on in that room. You know, many of the hotels, in case people are not aware, especially people that go to the hotel for illicit activities, and illicit activities are also mean when you go there with other people's wives to have a good time. Many of these hotels have cameras hidden somewhere within the room, and unless you are a security expert, you will not know.
Okay, are you sure
those cameras are
you sure some cameras are within the room?
They are there,
because I know it might be inside, hidden in the corridors.
They are in the rooms, many of them, and then we have had these debates over and over again as to whether this should be or not. But then, if you are a novice and you come into that room and you want to, perhaps you want to do something illicit to another man's wife, as long as you cannot see the cameras, what you don't see will not hurt. Well, many Nigerians actually know that those cameras are there, but since they cannot find them, see them, and they don't bother. And those who man the cameras, I think they have been sworn to some kind of official secrecy. Not oath, not a ritualistic oath, kind of
official
secrecy oath. You can see that the story just says here that the hotel reported suspicious movement. They didn't say how the hotel, but I am suspecting that maybe that was how they got to know that something untoward was going on in that room, and they quickly called the police. So some of the hotels, they would justify this because talking about the issues of privacy now and your right to privacy. Some of the hotels would justify this action by saying, okay, see what happened in that hotel. That girl would have been killed. The story also does not see how Emmanuel managed to escape from the scene. It says before. Okay, let's see. What was meant to be an innocent meeting turned into a harrowing ordeal. The suspect allegedly brandished the dagger, using it to threaten and subdue the victim before restraining her by tying her hands and legs and taping her mouth inside the bathroom. He then fled the scene, stealing her 2 mobile phones. Alarmingly, before escaping, the victim overheard him speaking to suspected accomplices over the phone, informing them that he was on his way to the group before returning to the hotel to finish the job. So everything that took place before the police arrived has been obviously detailed and documented.
Yes,
and that could have been the way it was done.
Yes, and I think the police, they arrived on time. Yes, and the IGP, he has commended the operatives of the police for their exhibition of gallantry and dedication to duty and patriotism, and he further encouraged them to remain relentless towards the goal of achieving peace, and they assured members of the public that the police force remains committed to effectively combating security threats. Yes, that is according to the IGP.
But let's have this commercial break. When we are back, we'll open the phone lines.
Mom's love is pure. So no cheater. Mom's special jollof puts a smile on your face. Mom's gonna be fine. Cheers you up. Mom's tasty tea.
Golden Terra Oil helps Mom pour her love in the tasty, nourishing meals she cooks for her family. Golden Terra Oil, pour pure love.
Okay, back on this. Subscribe to your phone. Hello, good morning, first caller.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
It's Alayo calling from the group at Bumaso.
Good to have you. Good to have you.
Yeah, I want to talk on the odds of people swallowing cocaine or whatever it drugs, not pusher. Only upon our clergy, so-called clergy, so-called God, that is not God, is what to say access activity, is what to say how to be able to justice. It's power of the nation. I was opportunity to attend synagogue church. Part of the program, the believer that really, it will not eradicate this physically, but it will reduce it to the maximum. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Yeah, thank you. Mr. Lawyer from Ogbomoso.
Yes, I want to comment on the issue of the accident at the port of pedestrian along the road. Yes, some of these accidents is affordable. So I look at it in 2 ways. It might be bad road and at the same time the good road. So the road user, I want to employ all the road user that we should take precautions. Because we should not use the advantage of the good road to fast speed. And at the same time, the bad road, we should not use the rest of the bad road. The bad road, so let's take precaution. That is what I want to say this morning. Because I thought yes, that directed, but I thought it was like so and it wasn't good at all. So and on this the security in the southwest. So what happened at the road? This is what we have been saying. We don't want to be sharing this ugly incident. Our governor is trying. So my brothers, let's get the security in southwest and all over Nigeria. God bless you. Have a good day at work. Hello, good morning. Mr. Lati, I'm calling from Lalata. I want to find about the black where the key apostle and imam tell somebody to be expecting miracle. Once you a pastor tell somebody to raise up his phone and that Allah will come. It against our culture. You realize we work and then we pray. Why are we deceiving people? They should come for miracle, they should come to my youth, thereby they will receive a lot. It's not good. Let's tell you what is the true religion practices. For example, every man is a businessman and he wear cattle and he work. Jesus Christ is also having his own work. But nowadays people do gathering in some place instead of going for to their work and then later pray to God. In the Quran, God said that he is the one to find land for you so that you will exploit out of it. Personally, many people are enforcing with farming. You go to farm when you work. But nowadays you see plenty of people, multitude of people go and stay put in the mosque, go and stay put in the church, expecting miracle. Which kind of miracle is that? These people is want to deceive people. Now, just work and pray. And that is what is affecting Nigeria. We believe miracle without working.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Alaji. Well, I think the narrative you are talking about is becoming more and more commonplace in religious circles again because of the economic situation of the country and poverty, and then religious leaders are taking full advantage of that to lure crowds to their gathering. Before this time, what we used to have was religious organizations, religious leaders preaching salvation, telling you how to make peace with God because of the hereafter. But now everything is about what you can be, what you can become, and what you can acquire on this earth. Again, due to the fact that the economy is bad. Take away poor economy, and I think all that will disappear. You have fewer people going to church to look for miracle and alerts. Or to the mosque going to look for strange miracles.
Yes. Well, let's pick this one first before I go to another church story now. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, my name is Aditya. I'm coming from the Kote here.
Good to have you, sir.
Okay, you are ready there?
Please go
What
ahead.
I'm trying to say is that we already entered the year. President should caution now. We are suffering for south of last year. Is that the way we shall continue this year again? And it should release ability to go because that president should be available. Well done.
Thank you.
Well, that is his opinion about
it is. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Alexis Were.
It's all you, Mr. Warren.
I'm asking the happening on the road. It's bad road. I can't put up to 1 way, 2 of them plus. Where is my mobile? We don't work. I think the road is good. Which one be your own lane? Where is the bag? They be 1 lane. That's because of the accident. I'm coming to Batuko. Come on, you say so. What people say what I company is the cost of what I took a saying. They are not doing election in Nigeria. I'm part-time. You're making the regular election. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Well, let me quickly go through this strange story talking about, we were talking about clerics and all those churches. The police in Ogun State have arrested a 38-year-old cleric for allegedly defining a 12-year-old girl. The command's spokesperson, Chief Superintendent of Police Omolola Odutola, said this in a statement in Abeokuta yesterday, and the suspect was said to be serving in a church in Ijebu. And according to Odutola, the suspect committed the crime under the guise of performing spiritual cleansing for for the victim.
Oh.
That is what we always hear.
So maybe he got carried away while performing that cleansing, and they could no longer control his physical self. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Tola and Bimbo.
Good morning, Baba.
Adedadu is calling from Okio.
Good to have you, sir.
False prophets will never cease. Because lazy people will never cease. False prophets will never cease. Because those who love deception will never cease. False prophets will never cease. Because it is part of the end time prophecy that must come to pass. When those of us by the grace of God, those of us who speak the truth, they don't listen. They don't listen. And that is why they will continue to fall into the hands of false prophets, deceiving them. People like us will not get sponsorship for speaking the truth. The liars, the lying prophets, the lying pastors, they receive sponsors in great ones, deceiving people. They themselves being deceived. Those who love themselves should shun lies, should shun deception, and abide by the truth. Be on the path of the truth. The constant, consistent, and transparent interest of most Nigerian politicians is selfish and monetary interest, which has always been resulting in continual impoverishment of the masses. It is unfortunate that these selfish politicians, they are happy seeing people suffer and die in abject poverty in Nigeria. Anyway, I believe they will not go unpunished. These sadists will never go unpunished. Thank you, Adedadu from Okio. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
But false prophets really lazy people. It takes a lot of hard work to fool and to mentally strategize and convince people to part with their hard-earned money. That's not something easy to do, actually. So, well, let's pick another call.
So, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I'm Mr. Dan from Fakora State.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes, because of time, they just swallowing cocaine because of having money. They should have a rethink. I think they should know that preservation of our life is more important than a mattress with a weight. They should have a rethink. And please permit me to ask of them that you I always remember him. Good morning.
Okay, thank you very much for that. He is very fine. He is very much in the services of the Oyo State government and his excellency government should be backing it. Yes, let's speak on. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Reverend Kanabakatari is speaking from Namlake.
Yes, very quickly.
It is pathetic to hear that pastors, imams are committing crime, especially having affairs with ladies or girls. In the course of all in the interest of giving deliverance. This is too bad. I think can't you do something fast on it so that those bad prophets will be expelled from the association, because what they are doing is bad. In the light of this, the government and council will work hand in hand in order to fish out these people. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
The time is 7:50 and then we have to go the conversation this morning. It's been an interesting time. I'll be back same time tomorrow morning. God willing.
My name is Bimbo Akombi. Thank you very much for listening and enjoy your day.
beautiful morning right here in the studios of Oluyole 98.5 FM Radio No Sports Beats right here in your eardrums. And of course, it is a beautiful Monday morning. Yes, let's make money. Well, quite a lot to touch on this very exciting morning. Stunning stories across board, stunning goals across the weekend. And of course, beautiful wins for some, bad losses for some. Exciting moments for several sport fans right there. And of course, you will have said a breakfast is ready to be served this morning. I am Victor Opene. I really know when the master chef is on sweet, you get served. Alright, we do it the best way. And of course, I will be serving you straight from the front of the hoops. Because there's a lot of things happening right there in basketball. And crazy moves right there, I tell you. Some crazy deals did happen. And of course, people thought, okay, it was only in football that we thought we would have some crazy transfer stories this January, February. But here we are talking about the NBA, where Fox is heading to sports. Lavan goes to Kings as part of a multi-team trade.